let's bring out our next single guy. Hello, welcome in. What's your name?
Hello, how you doing? I'm Danny.
Danny, how old are you?
I'm 35.
And what do you do?
I'm a operations manager for a 3PL company.
Okay, nice. What do you like to do for fun?
For fun, so I do anything from indoors, karaoke, cards or podcast, anything outdoors and adventurous.
Okay, nice. What do you look for in a woman?
I look for a modest woman. I look for a woman who is pleasant and easy to talk to. I look for a woman who is has her own personal relationship with God, and then also a woman who is a risk taker.
Okay, all right. And now what are some deal breakers?
Deal breakers would be somebody who doesn't have a positive outlook on life, somebody who's not open-minded, and then also somebody who's not emotionally intelligent. And I don't have kids, so kids will be a deal breaker.
Okay. All right, so we did get a pop balloon down over there. Let's head on over there and see why they ended up popping. Okay, let's start here with your name and age.
Hi, I'm Shaylin, and I'm 30.
Okay, and why did you end up popping your balloon?
Because of the height. Sorry.
And now is she someone that's your type?
Yes, absolutely. Very beautiful.
Thank
Yes.
you.
Thank you. Got another one here. Your name and age.
Hi, I'm Ty. I'm 27.
And Ty, why did you end up popping your balloon?
Age for me. You said you're 35. Yeah. And then you're a little everywhere with the fashion. It's cool because you're probably like really fun, but just a little everywhere with the fashion right now.
I'm trying to be creative.
Okay. That's cool.
All right. Now is she someone that's your type?
Yes, absolutely. Very
Thank
beautiful.
you.
Love the dress. So yeah.
Thank you.
Yes, All right, thank you. We did get another pop back over here. Your name and age.
I'm Chanel and I'm 30. Sorry, I just turned 30 in March.
Oh, happy birthday.
Thank you.
And now, Chanel, why'd you end up popping your balloon?
Well, you're really attractive, but you mentioned modest, and I wouldn't necessarily classify myself as modest. I'm working toward being that, but I don't think I'm so modest. Yeah.
Did you want to elaborate on what you meant with modest?
Just a woman who's not, just like on the scene or like being seen or whatnot. Just know how to, whenever you step out, you just know how to carry yourself or present yourself very pleasant.
Okay. Very much that. But I think like when it comes down to like my fashion and just kind of just being free, like maybe even my shorts, like these aren't so modest. So
I mean, so like on vacation, that's fine because I get it on vacation. But like, just like on the everyday or on a weekend type of deal.
okay.
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 Now, is she someone that's your type?
Yes, absolutely. Very nice, very good looking. See, absolutely.
Okay.
She took
So
yourself
this is
out.
okay.
That's fine. It's fine. That's
You
fine.
sure about
Yeah,
that?
Yeah. It's all right.
Okay.
Oh. She said turn around. Okay. But I'll tell you, this was not the outfit. My outfit just didn't arrive. It was supposed to be a dress. Yeah. Yeah.
Got you.
So, I mean, do you want your balloon back? Or
Maybe. Yeah.
yes or no?
Yeah.
You
I'll
do?
take it back.
Okay, all right, let's get a balloon back. See, sometimes we just gotta elaborate,
You said modest. I'm like, oh, I don't really know.
Yeah. Name and age.
I'm Alicia and I'm 29.
All right, Alicia, why'd you end up popping your balloon?
I did feel like the outfit conversation was a little like, I don't know if I maybe misunderstood you. IDK, yeah, I like to wear what I like to wear. I don't feel like everything I wear is pretty sexy. I think there's a scale, but yeah, like if those shorts are just for vacation, I live in Arizona, baby. It's hot out here. I'm like, wait, I got to wear those on the regular, And I just feel like, yeah, whether it's like gym clothes, sports bra, it's hot. I dress down a little bit sometimes, so. But you're handsome. I feel like you got a lot going for yourself. You're hot.
So he is someone that's your type.
Absolutely. But I don't know how well we would mesh if like that word of modesty is like one of like your real values. Like she said, I'm working on modesty. I think we're all getting older and maturing a little bit and changing our style. But I like to be a little sexy sometimes too.
Okay. Now, is she someone that's your type?
Yes, absolutely. I love the dress.
Okay, so like this isn't too short for you?
It's fine. It's fine.
Okay,
It's
modesty
great.
I think is confusing the girlies. Now I felt like I was a hoochie to you. I was confused.
No. You look great. You look great. You know what I'm saying? You're very well.
You want that balloon back?
Give it to me.
Okay.
I thought like, okay, I won't count myself out.
Are you financially stable? How's your family dynamic? And are you fulfilled? If not, what's missing?
Okay. Yeah, he throws all the questions at you guys at once. All right, let's hear from you.
Okay, am I financially stable? For just me, myself, yes. If I had someone else,
I would have to like rethink about that. My family dynamic. My parents divorced when I was like 8. I have a stepmom though. I have 2 sisters. We're all really close. I'm the oldest. I would say I'm closer to my mom, but we're always together. My mom recently moved to Arkansas, and my dad and stepmom are still in Texas, and then my sisters are all over, but we're just all close knit. What was the last question?
And so are you fulfilled? If not, what's missing?
I feel like this year when I turned 28 in January, and I think they say like it switches like 28 right before you get to 30. So I think that's when I realized everything I have in my life I have, but something was missing. So that's when I started getting deeper into my relationship with God, because I think that was what was not fulfilled. So right now, yes, but I definitely back when I like last year, no. So this year, working towards that.
Thank you. All right, what about over here?
You would say all 3 of them again.
Yes, so it's family dynamic.
Are you financially stable?
Are you financially stable? And also the last one is
Family dynamic, and also, are you fulfilled? If not, what's missing?
Okay. Am I financially stable? Yes. My family dynamic, I live kind of farther away from a lot of my family, and we have an interesting family dynamic, but I do say I'm a little bit more of a lone wolf. I'm not going to lie. Like, maybe a little bit of the black sheep, because I just like to be authentically myself. And I'm from a very strict, like, Catholic family. So I kind of like to just like do me, and I don't need to be so rigid with how I am as a person. That's why when you were saying the modest thing, I'm like, what does that mean exactly to you? I feel like I like was raised like that. And so I love my family, but I am a little bit of a lone wolf. And last but not least, am I fulfilled? I feel like not yet. I still want a family. I want to finish my degree. Like, there's some things that I'm working on, but I do think I'm happy and like lucky with my life.
That's good. Thank you. And what about over here?
Okay, am I fulfilled? What's my family dynamic and financially stable? Yes, I'm financially stable. However, I'm 27, and I feel like your 20s are about establishing yourself financially to take care of yourself and kind of live the life that you want to live. And I feel like your 30s are more so being financially stable for the future. So I'm financially stable for a 27-year-old, but as I'm entering my 30s, like one of my goals this year is to open up a Roth IRA. I haven't done that yet. So I haven't started preparing for retirement. But for a 27-year-old, yes, right? Family dynamic, can you like elaborate? You mean extended family or immediate family?
So, like, your immediate family?
Immediate family, I would say I kind of resonate with what she said. I kind of am a lone wolf. I come from a great family. I love my family a lot. I'm not very close with my siblings. I have a lot of siblings. I'm not very close with them. My mother actually passed away last year. So I kind of am, I would have to resonate with that, a lone wolf in that sense. And am I fulfilled? I like happily say no. Like I associate fulfillment with complacency, right? And so I don't aim to be fulfilled. I aim to I'm a very goal-oriented person. So aim to keep accomplishing my goals. And so am I happy with where I'm at? Sure. But I don't think I'm fulfilled. And my goal isn't necessarily to like come to this moment of fulfillment. It's to keep growing constantly. So you mentioned your relationship with God earlier. I have a 2-part. I want to know what your relationship with him looks like on a day-to-day basis. And then I would also like to know what it means to you to be a man of God.
So I do read my word, I do pray, and I do attend church. Am I a man of God? Am I God-led? I wouldn't say that per se. You know, I am on my own journey and whatnot, so that's something that I'm constantly working on. But I'm not like far stretched or nothing like that.
Do you want to elaborate before I pop my balloon? Because that is a pop for me, but I want to give you the chance to maybe elaborate on what you mean.
So I'll say more so, I'm not exactly, so I'm on the ladder, to reach God. It just, I may
I'm
not
sorry to interrupt you, but I'm talking about Jesus. Are you talking about?
Yeah, Jesus
Okay,
Christ, yes.
okay.
Yes.
Okay.
So I'm sorry. So, yes.
'Cause you went a little spiritual with me.
No,
Is
so
that
yes.
what you're spiritual?
Yes. So, no, not spiritual. I'm sorry. Not spiritual. So, yes, Jesus Christ is my Lord and Savior, but as far as like just like a deeper connection with God or with Jesus, You know, it's not entirely there, but
Is there a yearn for that?
absolutely, absolutely. So I grew up essentially a PK. So you know, I did grow
So
up.
there was kind of I feel like with PKs, you kind of become an adult and you create some distance. And are you coming back? Is that what you're saying?
Yes, so I am back on the ladder. So I was, you know, away for some time.
Understood,
But
understood.
now, you know, I am back in my word. I am back praying daily, and so
Okay. Can I ask one more? I know a pop. Can I ask one more question? So, what are you doing to fulfill that yearnment?
I mean, we're just that, just praying every day, just you know, attending church service, just being consistent with that, and that's about it, really.
Okay, I'm gonna remain unpopped.
Okay. Okay. And why?
So I am Christian, and I'm not a perfect Christian whatsoever. So it's no judgment from me. But when I think about a husband, I'm called to be submissive, right? And so for me to be submissive to a man, I want to know that he's led by Jesus. I want to follow Jesus through my man, right? Like me following you should be me following Jesus. And if you're not completely confident in your walk with Jesus, I don't feel confident being fully submissive. So,
Okay. Thank you. And we did get another pop back over here. Why did you end up popping your balloon?
Same thing that she basically said. I also grew up with PK. However, I was the opposite. I still knew who my father was, who God is. I just didn't really have like a personal connection. I was like just living, like I just lived in the belief in him, but not through him. Like God wasn't shown through me. And I think I'm at the point in my life, I just said, like when I turned 28, it was like a lot of stuff was happening, and it was just like a breakthrough for me. And essentially, you know, since I grew up in a household where my dad wasn't on the same level as my mom, and eventually I think that is what caused the divorce. So I just don't want to be in that same pathway where I want us to be on an equally yoked, basically. But yeah.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Okay, we've got 3 ladies left. Go ahead and ask them another question.
What do you guys do for a living, and two-part, what makes you get up every day and do that every day?
Okay. What do you do for a living and what makes you get up and do that?
okay. Jordan, 27. I'm a therapist, and I
Okay.
also own a hair care business. So I actually don't mind the hair. I think I could elevate your hair. But
Elevate. We like elevation. Yeah.
But what makes me get up? I'm super passionate about Black mental health.
I love that.
It's a conversation that we don't have.
Not enough.
And it's a stigma in general, but especially in our community, especially with Black men.
Yeah.
Black men are not allowed to be emotional, and Black men are not allowed to feel, and especially just in our society. So that's what gets me up every day to be a therapist. I want to rewrite that rhetoric. I want to create a space where Black people, specifically Black men, can feel, can heal, and that type of thing. So
I like
I'm
that.
super passionate about that.
I like that.
All right, we do have our one unpopped balloon over here. Any questions for each other?
Yes. Well, do you have questions? You're not gonna say
You know what?
No, go ahead.
Oh, if you
no,
have
no,
one, go
no.
ahead.
You ask a question. Go ahead.
Okay. So I want you to tell me 2 things about you that are negative or things that you could work on, and then 2 of your best attributes. And I don't want you to think within the realms of a relationship in general, just
Okay.
about you.
So you said two that say the first one again.
2 that you can work on,
Okay.
negative.
Okay.
And then 2 that you would say are your best attributes as a person, not a boyfriend or anything like
Yeah.
that.
One good attribute about me is that I love smiling. I love to be happy. I love life. I love to see people come together. I love to bring people together if I can. I'm very creative. I'm ambitious. And then you said 2 negative things, or that I could work at.
Yes, yes.
I think that there's always room for growth. I don't think there's ever a point in time that you should be stagnant. And right now I'm in a place where I'm very motivated. So I would say probably I could use my words better, being able to express how I feel a little more, which I think that's something that I'm working on. And then, let me see. Continue being ambitious. I think think I can continue.
Okay. What's your relationship with God?
I've been going to. I'm building my relationship with God. I've been going to church for the last 4 weekends.
Good
My
for
sister,
you.
my sister has brought me out. I've been building more relationship with my sister. Yeah, I'm enjoying it. That's a positivity in my life that I need. You know, I'm always continuously looking for positivity, and the last 4 weeks, like I said, I've been going to church, and that's been giving me that. On top of, my ambitions of just enjoying life. But yeah.
Okay. Do you have any questions?
What's your relationship with God?
I'm Christian.
Okay.
I grew up in the church. My mom was a very, very religious woman.
Okay.
When I moved out of my parents' house, I became a non-believer. I didn't believe in God for a long period of my life. I want to say about 5 years ago, I found God again, and I've been very serious about my journey with Him ever since.
Okay.
So
Like that.
I do read my Bible. I pray. I have a lot of growth to do
Yeah.
as a Christian. I'm
Yeah.
not a perfect Christian, but I am in
As
a
a
space.
as a person,
Say it again.
as a person, a lot of growth as a person.
As a Christian.
Okay.
I have a lot of growth as a Christian.
Okay.
And so I'm not perfect, but I am in a space where I'm very intentional about
Okay.
that relationship now.
I like that.
So I am gonna pop.
Okay.
Why I popped? Okay, so one reason I wanted to hear you out, but when I asked two negative attributes about you, you did say one. You said how you don't communicate the best, but the second one wasn't really. I'm really big on people being able to self-analyze
Yeah.
and being self-aware, and your second one was kind of not really a negative attribute, and
Yeah.
it's kind of a deal breaker for me if you don't really know the things that you need to actively work on.
Okay.
But also, I am looking for someone who is a little bit more in depth in their relationship with Jesus, and
Okay.
that's no spite on you at all. I love that you're finding Jesus. I love that. Like, I think you're so blessed for that. But I'm looking for someone who can elevate me in my walk.
Okay.
So.
All right, let's bring out our next single guy. Hello, welcome in. What's your name?
My name's Eddie,
Eddie? Eddie, how old are you?
31.
Okay, 31. And Eddie, what do you do?
So I'm in real estate. So I'm my 9 to 5. I'm a real estate asset manager. I also invest and own apartment complexes, and then I also do some consulting on the side.
Okay, all right. Now, what are some things you like to do for fun?
I like to do mixed martial arts, work out, travel. I'm learning Spanish as a second language.
Okay.
So that's pretty cool. So I'm originally from the Bahamas, so anytime I get a chance, I like to go back home, visit family.
Nice, very nice. And what do you look for in a woman?
So I'm looking for someone that's spontaneous, they know what they want. I'm looking for someone that loves God. I'm looking for someone that's ambitious. Someone that has something going for themselves.
Okay, and what are some of your deal breakers?
Deal breakers would be, someone that's, I would say, promiscuous, someone that is like very materialistic, I would say, as well as someone that doesn't have like a relationship with God.
Go ahead and ask our remaining ladies a question.
So what's one thing that you look for out of a man in a relationship?
We'll start there and come back this way. All right, so what's one thing you look for out of a man in a relationship?
I think one of the things that I look for out of a man is leadership. I like a man that leads with biblical values. So if you can't lead, I'm not going to follow you.
And what about over here, your name and age?
Akira, 29, and I would say similar leadership, but also communication. I like a man that can communicate his wants and needs, and also communicate what's going on, and also be able to lead me, because sometimes I don't always want to lead. I want to be submissive and be able to do that. So,
Gotcha.
Your name and age, and answer to his question.
Jordan, 27. Can I say 3? I value them equally.
Absolutely.
A man of God, and then a very ambitious, goal-oriented man, and then lastly, a man that's not intimidated by a goal-oriented, ambitious woman.
Can I ask a quick question? Of course. Yeah. So do you feel like that may be difficult in a relationship if you have like two people that are, very ambitious as far as like having enough time to develop like, a good relationship? What's your thoughts?
No, I don't think it's difficult, but again, for the right man.
True that. Respect. Appreciate it.
Thank you. And over here, name and age and answer to this question.
My name is Alexis, and I'm 30 years old. And the qualities that I look for is first and foremost an intentional relationship with Jesus, and then behind that, humility as well as leadership.
Name and age and answer to this question.
I'm Alicia. I'm 29. I look for a man to be a very strong leader and also generous. And I think that goes beyond just you and I. That goes how you treat other people. If we have kids, how you'll treat the kids. I think it's a really big thing for me.
And over here, name and age and what are some qualities you look for in a man?
My name is Sydney, and I'm 28. What I look for, some qualities I look for in a man is someone who has a relationship with God. If there's evidence that he's bearing his fruit, because then ultimately that will be him a leader. And also someone with emotional intelligence and stability, and that involves like emotional intelligence.
All right. Our two final ladies. Any questions for him? Yes. Okay, we'll start here.
What point of your life did you realize that you needed God in your life? Like, what was I guess that moment where, you know, when people are like, what's your testimony? Like, what was your moment when you realized that you needed God in your life?
I would say probably younger, like when I was coming up, because, you know, I had a divorce, you know, I came up as, you know, during a divorce. So I would say like that was really tough growing up. But God really helped me through that, you know, like praying and also having like a good church family. I think that having that good foundation is really important. So, yeah, I would say like probably coming up around the age of around like 10 or 12 years old. Yeah.
And then,
Yeah, so what does it mean to you to be a man of God?
Okay. So for me, it's, you know, being in the Bible, you know, praying, also having a good communication, you know, with the Lord. If there's anything I'm going through, or if it's something that I'm not going through, you know, you still want to have that relationship.
Absolutely.
You know, I would say one thing I do need to work on though is, you know, being in church a little bit more with my job and my extracurricular activities. You know, sometimes I don't get to do that, but I try to make up with like my church back home in the Bahamas has like a online, you know, sermon. So sometimes I watch online, but I would say like just finding a good church home, I would say. And then, you know, having the right person as well that does equally yoke, you know, have the same, you know, type of relationship or
Right.
is going towards that, I would say.
Absolutely. Okay. I have one more question. All right. So earlier I told you that I was looking for a man who's not intimidated by an ambitious and a goal-oriented woman, and you kind of commented on that saying, well, how do you prioritize a relationship? I kind of want you to expand on, I guess, what is your expectation as far as a woman with a career, a woman who's career driven and things like that? Because your comment kind of made me feel like, and I don't want to judge a book by its cover, but it kind of made me feel like you're looking for someone who maybe is not.
Oh, not at all. Not at all. So for me, you know, I have my 9 to 5, but I also, you know, I own some investment properties on the side. You know, I also do consulting. So for me, you know, having someone that has, you know, something that she's passionate about, like that just make me want to get up and like go harder, you know. And like if there's anything I can help with, you know, as far as support or, you know, helping financially, you know, if that's my partner, something I can, you know, have her back on, you know, and especially if it's something that I can get behind, you know, like as far as, you know, if it's something like content wise, like, you know, content creating stuff, that to me, that's kind of off putting, to be honest. But if it's something like what you mentioned, you said you do holistic.
I'm a therapist and I own a small business, which requires me to make content.
Got you. Okay. If you yeah, content for your business. Okay.
Yes.
Cool. Yeah. That's not a problem. at
Okay,
all.
so it's not an issue that I'm very career and goal oriented.
Can I ask a quick question?
Yes.
So do you feel like where you at right now in your business that you know, have that time to, you know, devote to a relationship?
I do, for a equally ambitious man. Like I'm not the type of person that's gonna text you all day or things like that. If you're equally ambitious as me and that aligns, I think we can prioritize the relationship together. But again, I am goal oriented.
Okay, can I
That's my final question then. Is it a yes for you for him?
Yes.
And is it a yes for you for her?
Yes.
We got a match! I'll take the mic. All right, get your girl. Y'all can go on off. Make some noise, ladies!